Hello and welcome to Quantum Heart Awakening. My name is Karen. I am a transpersonal educator, spiritual coach, and oracle. Today we're going to do a divine masculine reading. I've tried to record this 3 times. I don't know what's going on. I keep dropping the full deck. The full deck has splattered all over the floor several times. So what the heck is going on with the masculine energy? There seems to be a lot of chaos in the energy. There seems to be this idea of not being able to hold on to things. There's almost like the masculine energy, it has a little bit of butterfingers right now. There's something clumsy in the energy, and that's not a criticism, masculines. That's not a criticism. This is just acknowledging that what's flowing around you. It could be yours, it could be someone else's. So let's just stay detached. Let's have zero expectations, and let's take another step forward on the path in search of finding our own center for love in this flavor of chaos. Okay. So let's see what we have for the primary messages. We have come to the edge. The next 3 cards are in reverse: time for a nap, no place like home, and the thinker. We have a leg up, higher power, and yin in reverse. Okay, right out the gate, I'm going to start backwards a little bit. Masculines, again, your journey has been lately getting reacquainted with your inner feminine. Remember, your inner feminine will gift you the portal to divine access. This is where the divine wisdom flows through. This is where you will achieve gnosis on these certain topic, situation, whatever. So there's something here about not fully coming into acknowledgement or acceptance over your inner feminine. By not doing this, it's preventing you from getting the support and help you need. And remember, this is not externally. This is all within self. Yeah, you're being asked to come. When I see this come to the edge, it's like, look at this figure. It's this wild woman who's like skipping on the edge, and there's no land in sight. There's nothing below her. There's nothing north, south, east, west. There's nothing on the horizon. And she's just spreading little hearts. She's just dancing at the edge of self. So masculines, you're being invited to the edge of self and to find not just safety there and comfort, but play and pleasure. There's a message here about that it is safe to live on the edge of yourself. It is safe to explore new things and approach your edge without crossing your edge, right? We want to approach our boundary with open curiosity, with a beginner's mind, while not crossing our boundary or without crossing other people's boundaries. Okay. The next 3 cards are very interesting to me. So we have time for a nap in reverse, meaning it's a time of action. It's not a time of rest. It's a time of taking action. We have no place like home in reverse. So, and then followed by the thinker, and those 2 cards came out together, I believe, if I remember. Let me feel this for a second, because I know what I want to say, but let me feel if there's anything else. Masculines, I think you've been, well, you tell me. The masculine energy seems to be in a cycle of overthinking about what feels like home. What is their reference point of home? Does that reference point still serve them? What reference point have you received that feels more like home? And this could be a physical, tangible home. This could be you're raising a family and you're getting the awareness that it's not what you thought it would be, or that what you hoped it would be. There's something here about attaching to people, places, or things that maybe felt like home, or you were called to them because you thought they might feel like home, and now you're getting the realization and awareness that it's not quite right. Something is out of sorts with home energy. Masculine energy seems to be overthinking about the other. Okay. The really direct message here is that masculines, you know what is your core home frequency. You know where you have felt that. You know who you have felt that with. And you know what it's going to take to create it. So there's something here about actually allowing yourself to come to the edge of that truth and to take action on it, right? That you're worthy enough, that you deserve this core home frequency, this this image, this beautiful, I just felt that loving. Don't forget, a home might just not be your family home. It could also be your place of worship, your place of devotion. It could be your church or temple or mosque. It could also be your yoga studio or your dance studio. There's something so profound in calling your spirit back from people, places, and things, from religion, from ideas, from habits and patterns, and really allowing the body to inform your truth, right? Your body knows where it feels at home. Our job is to become so sensitive to that beautiful data that's constantly flowing into our system to be able to identify what our body is telling us, right? This is the intuition. It came out in the feminine reading yesterday that or maybe it was the twin flame reading, I can't remember, but it was something like, when you repair your connection with source, everything will fall into place. Why does that make sense? Let's ground that idea a little bit. When you are grounded in source, you have a wide open door to your intuition. When you can identify and hear your intuition, that beautiful wisdom gets to inform your discernment. You will hear me talk about, what do you guys hear me talk about every reading? Boundaries, consent, discernment, calling your spirit back from places it doesn't belong, holding your center for love and chaos. These are my pillars that I will repeat over and over and over again because it just works. They work. I've experimented them with my own lives, with the lives of my friends, my clients, my family. This stuff works. I like to stick with stuff that works because I'm interested in actually moving the needle, not in talking about transformation and personal growth, but actually transforming, right? We know what we know by virtue of being what we know. It doesn't matter how many courses you've taken or how many certifications you have or degrees or diplomas on the wall. It matters who you are in the present moment. Can you bring all of self with you? All the parts of self with you in every present moment and love all of those pieces of self. When you can do that, you are creating a solid home for all of your internal parts. Did you see what just happened there? Did you hear what I just said? And now we're back to home. There's no place like home. Masculine, stop overthinking. You know what to do. You know what you have to do to love self. You know what you have to do to parent the parts of self so that they feel safe to take another step towards the edge, right? Towards your limit, right? We grow on our edge, right? We learn at our edge. There's that, what's that? Have you guys read about flow state? Flow state, do not quote me on this, but flow state, they've pooled different, I've read all those Kotler books, Stephen Kotler, I think that's his name, who wrote, oh my God, I'm forgetting is it Catching Fire? Or one of those. And then the Superman one. Whatever. Anyway, they've studied athletes. They've studied all different people to try to understand flow state. And what they found was that there's a limit. There's a specific amount. And I think it was meeting yourself at the edge and doing something that's only 4% beyond your abilities. Just 4%, nothing crazy. You're not operating at 90% past your edge, but 4%. I might be totally wrong. I'm not remembering if that number is correct, but I feel like it is correct. But anyway, the idea is beautiful, right? The idea can be grounded in a spiritual context, in a transformational alchemical context, by honoring that growth happens at the edge of our abilities, right? Growth happens in the cringy, uncomfortable, vulnerable moments, right? If we could just hold on long enough to get through that moment, we will have gotten through it. And then all of a sudden we get to meet ourselves on the other side of this edge, on the other side of this limiting thought or belief, right? We thought we had a ceiling on our personal growth, and then all of a sudden we move through the difficult thing and we realize, oh, we really didn't have a ceiling. That was a false perception. I thought I could only do this much, but really I could do that much. Wow, look at that. It's such a profound experience. And masculines, you are right there. You are right there confronting this opportunity. It's so beautiful. Okay, I've been avoiding it, but let's just let's speak into it. I just laugh how I come into relationship with these narratives. It's just funny for me as a reader because I'm ever changing and ever growing, and spirit moves through me differently every day. And sometimes it's more spirit than Karen, and sometimes it's more Karen than spirit. And I kind of love that. I love that there's this ongoing dialogue I have in my heart and my body and my spirit with all of these things, and I so deeply love that I can ground in them and I can share them with all of you. So I'm getting emotional. Thank you for being here. It just means a lot to me. Anyway, moving in, I'm going to stop crying. So in the unconscious position, masculines, we have building blocks. You've seen me do this before, so let's do it. I like to put the card in the upright that's in the unconscious and start there, right? So if this was upright, I would tell you, masculines, that you are pushing these building blocks into the shadow. What steps are you pushing into the shadow? What steps forward do you know you have to take in order to build a solid foundation that you're not taking? Right? Where are you not taking accountability for your own stability, for your own growth? Now, it was in the reverse. So let's go to that message. Okay, so for me, this feels like a false shadow. Spirit has gifted me that phrase, false shadow, and I think it's really important. It just came up in my last few readings, this idea of a false shadow. It's almost like a double negative, A double negative is a positive, right? So it's almost like it's in the shadow position and it's in reverse. So it's this kind of like little inception moment of shadow. So let's break it down. Masculines, it's almost as if what you believe are the next steps to build your foundation are incorrect. It's like, remember, if it was in the upright, in the unconscious position, you're pushing away what you think you need to do in order to build your life, build your mission, your purpose, your firm foundation for your family, for your career, whatever it is, for money, whatever it is. However, this is a good thing, masculines. You want this in reverse in the unconscious position. It's like the best way it could show up. So masculines, you're doing everything right. Let's give some love to that. You're pushing what you think you need to do into the shadow because actually it's not correct. You're pushing it into the shadow for a reason, and your conscious mind might not understand why. And that's why you're stuck in a spiral of overthinking, because it's almost like you feel called to take these steps and take these actions to build your firm foundation, but something is holding you back. It's a good thing. That is spirit. That is intuition. There is something outside of your conscious mind that is holding you back for a very specific reason. Surrender to it. Let it go. If you don't feel called to take action towards certain things, honor that. This is honoring your feminine, right? Let's just hold on. Let me make a new spread with all the delightful pillars of amazingness for the feminines. For the masculines. I was holding a yin card. That's why I said, all right, listen, masculines. Let's go this way. When you repair your inner relationship with your inner feminine, what does that mean? You've heard me say it so many times, but I feel bad that I've actually never, like, let's go even deeper. Let's be even more accountable with this energy. Repairing your relationship with your internal feminine looks like you giving space for feelings. You giving yourself space to allow the parts of self that you have pushed away, that you have pushed into the shadow, a seat at the table. Welcome them to your dinner table. Give them a seat. Make them a plate of food. Make them cozy. See if they've hydrated. Offer them a beverage. Your job is to make these internal parts as cozy and comfortable as possible so that they trust you enough to speak their truth. When they speak your truth, it will be revealing a piece of self. And your only job in that moment is to welcome them, is to be present with your internal parts. Listen what they have to say. Hear what they have to say. Create a safe spot for them to land. You know what another word for that is to create a sacred home for your internal parts, specifically your feminine, right? Your feminine is the piece of self that allows you to flow, that is surrendered, that is open to receiving, that can access her queen's throne, her empress energy, her divine knowing, right? The feminine is the portal to the divine. The feminine is the portal to which all of this wisdom and gnosis flows into your system. When you create safety for that profound portal of wisdom, you will connect with your higher self. Self-esteem will rise. Self-confidence will rise. Grace will arrive in divine timing. With all that grace, did I already say that? Your self-esteem and self-confidence will rise. When you have access, my brain is going faster than my mouth, and I don't have water with me. Excuse me. When you have access to that divine connection, you will have access to divine love. Once you have access to divine love, masculines, anything is possible. Literally, anything is possible. And that looks different for all of you. Divine wisdom coming through is going to look different. It's going to sound different. You're each going to have different tasks, right? You've accepted ordination in another realm, and now your job is to remember. Your job, masculines, is to remember your exalted state. You have a throne waiting for you on it. Can you access that worthiness, that deep surrendering of self to mission, to purpose, to love? Can you surrender your will to divine will? Wow, masculines. A part of the overthinking will stop when you can repair your feminine. When the feminine is upright, and upright in your spine and in your heart and animated in your life, the overthinking will stop and be replaced with faith, with surrender to something greater than self. And that masculines, that delicious truth is where you will find home. That is your core home frequency, this divine, infinite oneness love. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, masculines, let's just celebrate you for a moment. If you're here, if this is resonating with you and you're here, do you understand and acknowledge and celebrate what it's taken to get to this place? You are magnificent creatures, masculine. You are doing profound work. Look at this. Oh my God, I didn't even see this. Can you see this on camera? Wait, the lighting's a little weird, but there's this figure. It's very faint. There's this figure. It looks like an angel with wings. And right at their third eye, there is a keyhole with light illuminating from it. This is the divine gnosis that I was speaking about. I did not see that, just so everyone knows. I am not faking. I really did not see that. Okay, where do we want to go? What do we want to know? Where do we want to go? I'm called to use this little mini, I call it my little mini shamanic deck, but I forget actually what it's called, but now it's going to bother me. It's this deck, Angels and Ancestors Pocket Oracle Guide. Okay. I like the little pocket sizes. They're fun. All right. Do we have any specific questions, Spirit? Is there anything you want me to ask? No. Okay, just general. So what do masculines need to know about accessing this higher power, repairing the relationship with feminine, and coming, allowing themselves to surrender and to receive the gift of home? Masculines, part of what, oh, it's hard to hold. Hold on. Part of what has limited you from bringing this home life, this sacred space into your life is worthiness, right? It's not an accident, because that's something that the feminines have been working with. That's one of their pillars of work, right? For masculines, it's vulnerability. For feminines, it's worthiness, right? It's not an accident you're being called to integrate your internal feminine. And it's not an accident that worthiness is blocking this home from coming in. Masculines, you are worthy to have a sacred, safe home where you are loved, where it is safe to receive, where no one's gonna, drop the hammer on you, where no one's gonna, pretend one thing and just trap you, right? That's another fear of masculine energy, that they were going to be trapped and limited and their freedom was going to be cauterized in some capacity by a feminine. So when you repair your internal feminine, you repair this worthiness, that you repair this ability to receive. Beautiful. All right, let's go. Let's see what we got. Masculines, she-wolf, unleash the wild within, stay rooted and grounded. I mean, do you see the synchronicities? You know what's interesting? I swear to God that during the masculine side of the last twin flame reading I did, this narrative came out. The she-wolf came out for the masculines. Be open to healing information, right? When you heal your feminine, look at this emerald third eye this creature has. And then we have love and let yourself be loved. I mean, this is everything I'm talking about. Look at this heart. Can you see this on camera? It almost looks like the sacred burning heart of Jesus. That's what it's reminding me of. There's this divinity that wants to pour into you so that you remember your divinity, right? Right now, it's picture like a cup, masculines, and right now you are more doubt than belief. We want to open ourselves up enough for the divine to pour into us so that we are more belief than doubt. We also have feel loved and comforted. Look at this. Love and let yourself be. I mean, masculines, you're worthy. What's blocking you from receiving love? Where are you not trusting this love? Honor that your trauma, your truth, and your experiences may have set you up so that you don't trust your love. That is valid. Own that. And you are called to repair it, right? Your work is repairing it. Maybe your family of origin screwed you up. Beautiful. Own it. Acknowledge it. Honor, individuate from familial pain, individuate from generational trauma, and take accountability. Take yourself higher. Connect with your emotions. I mean, like, I'm not making all of this up. What's this? It's our first reversal. Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. Yeah, so, okay, it's in reverse masculines. I don't mean to laugh. Because it's a very heavy, serious reading. However, don't let the fact that you're not a master at this feminine, flowy, emotional receptivity and surrender prevent you from taking a step forward, right? It says, be graceful in movement and action. It's in reverse. It's okay if you're a little wonky and wobbly and clunky. It's going to be clunky. Anytime you do anything for the first time, it's going to be clunky. My first YouTube video was a hot mess. I don't even know if it's up. I think it probably is. But you know what I mean? It's like, let yourself off the hook. When you're a baby and you're learning to walk, I bet the first time you learned to walk, it was pretty wobbly and wonky and clunky. Did that stop you from learning to walk and then eventually run and ride a bike and rollerblade and play sports and swim and, fall in love and raise your children. You know what I mean, masculines? Like, stop letting perfection hold you back. It's like an illusion. It's nonsense. Okay. And then we have trust your talents in changing times. I mean, is this on camera? Wait, no, I'll put these up here. Trust your talents in these changing times. What's in the unconscious? Trust in higher forces. I am not making this up. Masculines, you're being called to spiritual practice. What is that for you? What helps you get reacquainted with source? And I'm going to call you out a little bit. I think a lot of masculines look towards intimacy and sex and sexuality to kind of connect with their emotional side, with a powerful side, with a spiritual side. You're being asked to individuate from other people, places, and things. So whatever you are pouring your eros into, you're being invited to call it back home to self and actually do the difficult work of taking the route that's challenging, right? What does Carl Jung always say of the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek? I mean, that's exactly it. So call your spirit back, maybe take a break from any sort of sexual connections or it's not just sexual connections, it's any connection that limits you, any connection that you're using as a mechanism of avoidance. It doesn't have to be just, a sexual connection. It could be, are you binge watching Netflix? Are you doom scrolling on your phone? Are you drinking? Are you eating unhealthy things? I think the rates of like substance abuse are higher in men because of this massive fear to stand in the pain, to stand in the vulnerability, to actually connect with your sacred emotions, masculines. And if you don't like the word emotions, make up a different word. Make up a word that doesn't have so much emotional, energetic charge for you. Maybe you call it bubbles. Maybe you call it polka dots. These are all they feel like feminine words or playful words. Maybe you call it chopping wood. Like, I don't know, pick something that feels not as daunting to you. So connect with chopping wood, connect with your vulnerable side. Take note and allow yourself to become a safe vessel for this intuitive truth to come through, for this sacred wisdom. Holy moly, masculines. This is incredible. I don't think I've ever had such alignment with the same message. I mean, I am almost done with the reading and I've only gone 2 layers deep, and that has been enough fruit for us to work with. There's so much treasure here. If you grew up with a certain religion and now you've lost your way from that religion, maybe returning to it might bring you comfort. I'm not saying give your power away to anything, right? Stay sovereign as you reconnect. But for me, like I was raised Roman Catholic, and for me, I've entertained many other wisdom traditions and I hold them in my heart. However, my my Catholic upbringing, like when I walk into a church, it immediately brings me back to that very sacred comfort place. It's like a home. It's a home base for me. It reminds me of my grandmother. Am I a very strict practicing Catholic? Absolutely not. But, it brings me comfort. So maybe, and it doesn't have to be religion. Maybe you used to ride your bike as a child or go rollerblading. I don't know why I've brought those 2 things up twice. That might be a message for someone. There might be something that you used to do as a child that will allow you to access flow state again, right? This idea of flow state is coming back up. And maybe you're meant to read some of those Stephen Kotler books. If that's not his name, forgive me. The last name is definitely Kotler, but I'm drawing a blank. I read all of those books. Like I used to read them immediately when they came out, and they were wonderful. I mean, it just opens yourself up to possibility and to to honoring what human potential exists, right? We are honoring potential on this path. We are walking this spiritual path to remember our divine selves, right? I just had this wonderful awareness this morning that as humans, our entire human journey is a liminal space. I woke up thinking that. Isn't that a kind of a crazy way to wake up? I'm like, oh my God, it just dawned on me that, we always talk about liminal space. Liminal space, for those of you who don't know, is that space is the in between, right? It's it's the space between this and that, between, you might not be transformed yet, but you're not who you were, and you're not quite who you're going to be. You're kind of in this liminal. But as humans, we are ripped from the quantum field. We incarnate in a human body. We get a human body. And we are, the entire time we're in a human body is a liminal space. It is constant transformation. It's almost as if you think about a caterpillar and the metamorphosis into a butterfly, when the caterpillar is in the chrysalis, that is a liminal space. And so imagine thinking about our entire life as we're in the chrysalis. And when we die is actually when we get our wings. How wild. I just got full body chills as I said that. Isn't that a crazy way to think about our life? And so I like it because, really honor how you feel about it, but I like it because it takes the pressure off. I think in life, we're always like chasing after our wings, right? What is our mission? What is our purpose? What is going to put me on the map? How am I going to make, money? What is the thing? We're always like chasing that thing that's just ours. And to think about that we will actually, almost never meet the finish line in this waking life, in this human life, that the finish line is actually at our death, which then becomes a new starting line, right? We get our wings and we return back to the quantum field. Wow, masculines. Ooh, full body chills. It takes the pressure off, and it takes the pressure off that you don't have to finish, masculines, that you get to just explore, right? The journey is the destination. You are walking this path of constantly arriving to these new awarenesses, to these new pieces of self. Wow, masculines. Wow. Really beautiful. Let me see if I can get a quick, yes, beautiful. We have Buddha wisdom. The wind cannot shake a mountain. Neither praise nor blame moves the wise man. Neither clinging nor rejecting will move the wise man. Find your center, detach, ground, honor self, honor other, and enjoy the journey. Absolutely incredible reading, masculines. I hope this was supportive. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you take time to celebrate who and what you are. I will see you in the next one.